World's attention turns to Istanbul. For the third time in 3 months, Ukraine and Russia will face each other at the negotiation table. But will this be the breakthrough the world has been waiting for? Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced last night that delegations from Kyiv and Moscow will meet in Istanbul on July 23rd. The talks will focus on prisoner exchanges, the return of abducted Ukrainian children, and possibly setting up a face-to-face meeting between Zelensky and Putin. Leading Ukraine's delegation will be Rustem Umerov, the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council. Zelensky stated, "Ukraine is ready to work as productively as possible to secure the release of our people from captivity and the return of abducted children." But on the Russian side, things are less clear. While the TASS agency confirmed tomorrow's meeting, RIA reports that talks may instead be planned for July 24th and 25th. The Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, is already downplaying expectations, warning that the positions of both nations remain, quote, diametrically opposed. Q demands an immediate ceasefire, security guarantees, and the right to join NATO and the EU. Moscow, however, wants Ukraine demilitarized, neutralized, and to withdraw from 4 occupied regions. On top of Crimea, it's a deadlock that has lasted for nearly 3.5 years since the war began in February 2022. Zelensky has long called for a direct meeting with Putin, but the Kremlin leader refuses, claiming Zelensky is illegitimate. Since his presidential term expired in May 2024, ignoring the fact that Ukraine's martial law prohibits elections during wartime, even the White House is losing patience. President Donald Trump recently warned of severe sanctions against Moscow if no progress is made by the end of August. Meanwhile, the EU has just adopted its 18th sanctions package, targeting Russia's energy and banking sectors, and proposed a €100 billion fund to support Ukraine after 2027. French Foreign Minister Gilles Barrot called the upcoming talks laudable, but only if they lead to a heads-off state meeting aimed at a ceasefire. "We don't negotiate under bombs," he said, urging Putin to accept Ukraine's unconditional 30-day ceasefire proposal. So, will Istanbul finally deliver peace talks that matter? Or will it be yet another stalemate in a war that has already scarred Europe for years? Tomorrow, all eyes will be on the Bosporus. Today, July 23rd, and the war between Ukraine and Russia rages on. With peace talks uncertain, the battlefield tells a grim story of violence, loss, and political turmoil. In the Russian-occupied Kherson region, a Ukrainian drone strike hit a private bus, killing 3 people and seriously injuring 3 others. The Russian-installed official, Vladimir Saldo, confirmed the casualties on Telegram. Meanwhile, across the border in Russia's Belgorod region, a Ukrainian attack killed 1 man, according to the local governor. In eastern Ukraine, tragedy struck when a Russian glide bomb destroyed an apartment building in Kramatorsk. A 10-year-old boy was killed, and 5 others were injured as a fire engulfed the site. Russia also launched multiple waves of attacks on Ukraine's Sumy region, including 2 devastating drone strikes on a petrol station in Putyvl, leaving 11 people injured. Amid the fighting, hope for a ceasefire remains dim. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated, "There is no reason to expect miracles from the proposed Istanbul peace talks," which Russia has yet to confirm. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky outlined potential topics for the talks: releasing prisoners, returning abducted children, stopping the killings, and preparing for a leaders' summit. Rustem Umerov, Ukraine's Security Council Secretary, is set to head Kyiv's delegation if the talks take place. On the battlefield, Russia claimed it captured the village of Novoturetsky in the Donetsk region. Ukraine reported that a French-supplied Mirage 2000 fighter jet crashed due to equipment failure. Thankfully, the pilot ejected safely. Massive Russian drone attack damaged Ukraine's gas production infrastructure, according to Naftogaz CEO Sergei Koreksky. He emphasized that these facilities hold no military significance, but are frequently targeted. Asterisk, in a rare moment of cooperation, Ukraine returned to wounded Russian soldiers, citing agreements reached during previous talks in Istanbul. Asterisk, meanwhile, controversy is brewing in Kyiv. Zelensky signed a bill revoking the autonomy of 2 anti-corruption agencies, a move that the EU's Commissioner for Enlargement, Marta Koss, called a serious step back for Ukraine's EU aspirations. Asterisk, this sparked mass protests across Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities, the first major protests against the government since the war began over 3 years ago. The uproar came just a day after Ukraine's domestic security agency detained 2 top anti-corruption officials on suspicion of ties to Russia. Asterisk, as the world watches, Ukraine faces war on 2 fronts, the battlefield and the political arena. Will Istanbul provide a glimmer of hope, or will the cycle of violence and division continue? Asterisk, could Trump's tariff threats force Putin into Ukraine peace deal? Asterisk, Russia's approach is to keep calm and carry on in the face of Trump's threats over Ukraine war. Experts say asterisk,